Hi all, back with more Carrier Battle Philippine Sea. Scenario 6, my part 27 I think it is. So hoping to get another part in this evening. Um, yeah, I'm just going to push on because I eventually got an answer to my question that's been holding back up here from the designer himself, which was nice. He also answered one of my other questions. However, it turns out whether he read my question properly or not, because the way I had worded it was a bit of a muddle, right enough. Because it turns out that John Brown, a viewer that's watched a lot of my footage, has picked up on an answer that kind of overrides his answer, because it's in the rules. The designers came back and said something, but his rules have it covered anyway. He maybe just didn't notice himself, like I say. Anyway, what is all that about? Well, let's talk about that one first, rather, and then before we get back to that. It was about the divert and overfly with multiple raids. And my question was, wait until I get the rule book open, because this is the second time John's replied to something. I did a comment on YouTube, and he also answered, put in the question here as well, that is making me look like I've got an inability to read right through a rule and, read the whole rule until the end, which seems I've got a bad habit of doing, and in particular in this playthrough, I've done it a few times. So, more than once. I've done it a lot of times in this playthrough for some reason. The answer's right there and I'm just not getting to it. But anyway, so it'd been, I suppose my question to cut it short was, I then wondered, and there's a lot more before that, but what if the first raid, when you overfly, you've got to check, I'm as well looking at the rule. And then it's right there at 5.721. And John Brown quotes me this rule. And says it. I mean, I'd like to think I'd read right through it, but who knows? So my question had been that we know that if there's multiple raids overflying the battle line in the same action phase, it says in the same action phase, each battleship can fire against only one overflying raid. So the original sort of thoughts were, right, how are you going to know that? Because we had two raids and we were about to roll to see if they were going to, what the results were going to be against the battle line. And I was like, and I think I rolled the overfly. So it's like, right, well, do I need to roll the overfly for the other raid to find out? Because I've got to decide, the US player decides when each ship will fire, flip a ship over after it fires. And then all the ships are unflipped after all the raids have been resolved. And then it's as if this next bit was Tipexed out, because this is the bit that answers my question. But however, the initial thought of the question was, do you get to know if the other raid's going to overfly first? And then that was answered in another question, like I listed in my question here, talked about here. And it was confirmed that no, you're not going to get to know that, because you have to go through this whole procedure right to the end, from choose a target task group to resolve the battle line, have US anti-aircraft fire, air-to-ship combat, and then check for fire, before you then check the next raid and go back to the beginning. So you're not going to know if the next raid's going to roll the dice and hit the overfly as well. So that's a nice rule. It makes it quite... I like it, yeah. You've got to decide how many battleships you use. For the first raid, you don't know if the next one's going to need them or not. It might just be that they avoid the battle line and they're not even going there. However, my question then, as I was thinking, thought, what happens if you actually get a divert on the second one? You don't get an overfly, because the divert uses all the battle lines, the full force of the battle line. And so I said this would seem to suggest that the AA fire from the battleships in the first raid would also have to be considered fired, as in flipped over. I don't see a mention of this, so I wondered if I was thinking was correct. Okay, so I'm not quite sure. Like I say, maybe the designer, John Southard, didn't quite pick up what was asked. And he says, "Hi Grant, I'm not sure we ever saw that exact situation in testing, but yes, I agree with your thinking. You know what, it could be that there's a lot of rules here for him to like keep on top of it as well and remember all these wee details and whatever. However, John Brown added to the end of this that the last sentence of 5.721 answers your question. A flipped over ship can still fire against any planes that attack the battle line itself. You only have to choose which battleships in the battle line will fire at which overfly raids. You always get the full battle line AA value against raids that divert." And right enough, yes, a flipped over ship can still fire against any planes that attack the battle line itself. It's right there. It's right there. So if your first raid rolls overfly, you decide what battleships to use. In my case, we use them all. So let's just say I use them all. So if I then roll and get a divert action, my thinking was, I'm not going to get the fire from the battleships. No, you do. If they're flipped over, doesn't matter. If the second raid's attacking the battle line itself, they will still get used. If we rolled an overfly again, all the battleships would not be able to fire. Which I think is what we got, wasn't it? It was. We got 2 overflies, and I used all my battleships AA power against the first raid, and then we rolled the battle overfly again, which meant that I couldn't use any of it. I had to just ignore that die roll, but we had nothing left. So, but yeah, right there. So many thanks, John. Thanks for John Southard answering the question. No, it does seem that he gets around to these questions eventually, which is good. I don't know, you're probably busy with other things or whatever. It was the other one I was itching to get an answer to, and fortunately he's stepped in and answered that one too, so that's great. So the other one was Japanese cap abort. That's how I've worded the question. I'll read out the question, not an awful lot to it, but whether you can take this in, because it's a bit upside down. So hi all, in a Japanese cap of 2 strength points against two US escorts, I understand that 1 strength point is allocated to the 2 US escorts and 1 strength point is allocated to the attack planes. If the 1 strength point survives against the 2 US escort and happens to rolls an abort result, then I understand that this 1 strength point will now be allocated to the attack planes. So you've now got 2 points allocated to the attack planes, but I suppose my thinking here had been, are these joined together or are these 2 separate things? Which I think you could see, and the designer gives me that, belief that fair enough, you could see it that way. But anyway, I understand that this 1 strength point will now be allocated to the attack planes. Does this now become a cap strength of 2 attacking the attack planes, or would it be 2 separate attacks of 1 against the attack planes? And this is why we're still waiting to carry out our attack on these ships, which should have happened a while ago, and that was because if the result was that it's 2 separate attacks of 1, I rolled the dice twice and I got 8 twice, which would have aborted 2 of my attack planes. Whereas the first roll was intended as, if it was an attack of 2, we would only have 1 of the die rolls of an 8, and it would only have aborted 1 of my attack planes. So it meant that the strength of the attack was either, in fact I've still got them down here, it meant that the strength of the attack was either going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, or it would be 25 if the strength was, if the strength was 2 together, it would be 25, because we would only have aborted that 1 other plane that's away now. It's not here, we had 6. However, if it was 2 1s, this guy would have been aborted too, leaving only 20 strength. So the good news is that it's come back in my favour, as I thought it would be. And John said, thanks Grant, the intent was cap strength of 2, your first option. But I see how there could be a question about this, thank you. So what he's saying is, it is as I thought, but he does understand that you could see it as it could have been 1 and then 1. But I don't know, maybe that's just me and he's being kind. But anyway, we've got the answer that we needed. These are all now going to have attacked that Japanese carrier force. So let's just get on and get that done now. Yeah, so let's just push on with that. And it's from Airstrike 8, and you can see it's just heading back now. And I was able to just avoid the die roll because until I got the answer, because it hasn't affected anything else. Now there's the one unit that got aborted, so he is in there, and we've got the other 5 going in. They're all 5, so it's 25 strength. Like I say, I wasn't sure if it should have been 2 that were aborted or 1. We've got the answer, it was only 1. So our strength is 25. So that now gives me, right, hang on a sec. Yeah, so that now gives me 25 on the attack, the air attack die rolls chart. So it takes me to here. Now, what we did do is we did decide we weren't spending extra fuel points. So we were always going to be shifting one column left because of the shift one column left if you didn't expend a fuel point. So this would have been the column, however, I was shifting left. So this is my result. And if the odds had went in my favour, we were going to be looking at this column and shifting left into here. So we only had 2 dice here, this one with a +1. However, we got 3 dice here with no modifiers. Okay, so that's what we've got for the air attack damage table roll. So it's this butai here. Here's our carriers. So we've got 3 die rolls on them. So what I thought was, hang on though. I've also got to remind everybody that we had surprise. We miraculously rolled a 10 and we got complete surprise. So we are getting +5, and it is to each of these die rolls. So just looking back at the air attack damage table again, and this says apply modifier. This should say surprise table. So the modifier from the surprise table was +5 to each die roll. So if we look at that and maybe consider, let's just say we roll a 5, then we're going to add 5 to that die roll. So there's a sort of, you could be looking at getting a result of 5 hits per die roll. I mean, it depends on the die roll, obviously. But even if we roll just a 2 on the dice, then that's going to be a 7 result because we're getting that +5, which is 3 hits. And we're getting 3 of these die rolls. But we do need to assign each of these die rolls to... we need to target a ship with each one before we actually roll any of the dice. Right, so there's our targets. Now, this cruiser force here as well, we've got 3 dice to assign, like I say, with that +5 for each of them. But we're not going to look at this. And I think originally I'd said, well, the hit capacity is the number to the top right, the black number at the top right. So this guy is a bit strong, but I mean, I guess probably for victory point purposes, these are going to be better targets, I would imagine. I've not studied the victory point side of things. This one's only got a strength of 5, so I do feel like I should go for that with at least one of the dice. Now, I could take it right out with a roll of 5 because of the +5. I would take that guy right out. So yeah, I think what I had thought was maybe I have 2 dice on this one and 1 on this and see how we get on. It's just mean, okay, I could roll poorly on that, and then it would probably give me a chance of taking one of them out. Now, another thing is 1 dice on each of these, and we, if we were to roll no, you need a 16 to get 16 to hit that. 16, right? So I can't get that because I'm oh no! I was looking at the other modifiers about the servicing. Yeah, I forgot about that one because that's +1 per air point. I know we talked about that, but as you can see, they're not quite in the service, and these air points are coming back. They're not quite there yet. But that would be a huge modifier as well. So it's impossible for me to roll an 11 and get 16 to destroy that. It is possible with a roll of 9. 9 would take that out, 9 or 10. So, but I'm not going to be able to wipe the three of them out. So I could just have a hit, go for one each, which might be not a bad idea, because we're actually flying 2 more strike forces towards that target. So why not just do that, Grant? Yeah, and then the hits, they're going to turn into permanent hits, and they're going to do some damage anyway come the time. Now, the other thing you could say is, why not? Well, but if we get good results on this, let's just say we get really lucky and we take that out, and we get a great die roll and take that out, and we've got some damage on that, then the other 2 strikes can put something on that, and then just chuck everything at that, you know? So let's go for that. Let's roll one on each. So I'm just going to put these back on the track, because I'm not going to attack these. And we're going to roll 1 dice. We'll just go in that order. A dice on Zukaku, Zueho, and Amagi. Right. So, and remember, each one of these die rolls has a +5 added, and there's no modifiers regarding the actual die rolls chart. It was just 0 modifiers. Okay, so for the first one, let's go. That's going to be against Zukaku. Right. So with a +5. And this is the one we can't quite completely take out anyway. So here we go. Oh, almost rolled over on that 7. So with a +5, it's 3 + 5 is 8. So what does 8 give us? 8 gives us 4 hits. So that's not bad. That's half of his hit points, which I think I want to say is going to be a good thing, because half of the hit points is sounds like it does something. I'm pretty sure it does. So we need 4 hit points there. Let's get some of these ready. And they need to be current hit points. So yeah, it's a couple of 2s. So we're putting 2 2s on this guy. Right, so that's 4 out of these 8. So wasn't the best roll. Let's hope we're keeping them for the next 2 then. But still alright. I mean, the +5 obviously is really strong, isn't it? Right, against his way hole, we only need 5 points for that. So you can see we only need a 10 result, but remember we're getting a +5, so we only need to roll 5 on the dice to take him out. So here we go. Oh, and I think that rolled off the 4 onto the 6. So 6 + 5 is 11, and it is bang on the 5 hits that we need. So that's perfect. Right, and then, but as we found out recently, that these are just current hits. So although that is enough to sink them, it's not until they become permanent that they take effect. And that's regarding what I was seeing. It's regarding anything really. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. If you're looking for any kind of damage, it's got to be permanent hits rather than what was it, previous turn or whatever. Right, why is there not permanent hit mark? Oh, are these permanent hit markers then? Just the normal hits like that? Because I don't see a hit marker that says permanent. I just see a current and a previous. Yeah, I guess it must just be them then that you use. Okay, so that's the second one. So we've got one more die roll against Amagi. So he's got 7 hit capacity. So like I say, this if we were to get him, remember we're getting a +5, so a 9 or 10 would take him out. So see if we can get a great result. Here we go. Poor. So poor for now. So 2, but plus a 5, remember, is 7. So again, it's 3 hits, and you can see without that +5 there, 2 would just be 1 hit. So we're still getting 3 hits on him. Not quite half. Yeah, we'd have liked to have went to half, but well, anyway, we've got 3 other carriers hit and damage. Well, one of them's going to be sunk. So Maggie goes back up here, and he's got 3 hits on him as well. Okay, so that's us eventually got that airship combat resolved, and that should have happened a while ago, so I can take that reminder cube away. But we got there, and I'm glad I waited because I would have had to take the result of 2 die rolls if nobody came back and answered that. So, good. Right, so back to where we were in the game, and I see there's a cube here on Butai 4. I do remember that. Now, Butai 4 is the one that we've just been dealing with. We did update this, and we did update this. I remember doing that. Now, what was our issue then? I'm not sure. Damn. Well, I suppose I could maybe go back and... Well, I can go back and look at the video footage. It was obviously creating the... Yeah, it was this doubt about how I was working out my air strength. Well, not air strength this time, because it is... yeah, let's get the right chart up. It's it's that one. It's air value. And I was wondering if the last time I'd activated this, I'd got it wrong. I think that's what it was. I'm not so sure I have went through the activation of this while these were carriers, level 4. Because I think they just became carriers when we attacked. That's when we turned them into a level 4. And I want to say that they've not tried to launch another raid since. I could be wrong. Well, you know what? I'm just going to go with it because I'll tell you what, I've just released a part just recently that's going to have it out there about me showing this reduction, the use of this. So if I've been getting this wrong, then somebody's going to tell me. I'd like to think if Martin and John seem to be, whether they're just jumping up there and looking at the most recent stuff, because I know it can be hard work trying to watch through all my video footage, so it's sometimes better just jumping to the most recent bit and seeing how it's going or whatever. So if I have been making big blunders like this, then I should find out. So I'm just going to push on the way I think of this. So I need to know the air value, and now I've covered all them up with hit markers. So it's a number in the yellow circle. So I've got 15, and then 10 for that one's 25. 4 for that, so that's 29. And then another 8. So it's 37. Yeah, I had a couple of dice out there, didn't I? So I'm going to put 37 here just to remind me. So that is our air value for a raid. Now, the hit markers do nothing for that. It means nothing. Once they turn permanent, it might well mean something, but right now they don't mean anything. Well, as you can see, there are certain modifiers there. Level 1 force with light damage would be a -1, with heavy damage, but these are permanent hits. We're not there yet. So, and then there go AM reminders. So we've got an air strength of 37, right? So we're along here, on this column here. So we're going to roll on this without any modifiers and see what we get. Now, I did have a little sort of go through this before, and if this happened, if that happened, but we didn't actually roll a dice. So let's roll. I think if it's a lowish number, I don't think the results are going to be very great for it. But you never know, it might get a higher roll. So on the 36 to 42 column, no modifiers. Right, a 4. Well, I think I sort of took it on a 5 when I was working it out. So it might not be great, this. So on a 4, is one of the white rows. 36, 42 on a 4 is 11/11. So it's 2 raids. Double wave of 11 and 11. However, we've now got to look at the reduction and this chart here. So what we do here is add them both together. Right, hang on. There's an example or something in the rulebook about that. So hang on. I don't think the example's in here. I want to say maybe could it have been in the example of play. The example when I'm talking about an example here. Anyway, it tells you here, because this is the part we're in F, we're going to have to reduce the raid strength for points lost or unavailable. So, and it's here. And using the raid strength reduction chart, cross-reference the initial strength for the raid obtained in E with the number of points lost unavailable, no die rolls involved. The result is the reduced final strength of the attack. Now, we've got 2 waves, so this part's relevant. For raids with 2 waves, add the value of both to get the initial strength. So that's going to be 22, because it was 11 and 11. Apply any reduction to the second wave if the strength of that wave falls to 3 or less. Why am I... hang on a minute. Right, okay, I started panicking there, thinking that I'm totally been getting this wrong. And I've looked at this a couple of times thinking, because the words that I just read there were apply any reduction to the second wave. And it got me starting to think that this reduction chart was... the result was the reduction that you used. That was the number that you reduced things by. And I was like, oh, is it in that example played? Well, it's not that. You do apply it to the second wave, but we find out the difference between the two and then deduct it from the second wave. And then if it falls to 3 or less, the 2 waves are combined into 1, and what remains of the second wave is added back into the first. So let's just go with that as we see it and see what this works out at. So we've got 22, we've got 37. Wait, hang on, no, we don't need that 37 anymore, do we? No, we need the 22. Yeah, 37 can be forgotten about. We've done away with that. So I'm going to put 22 here, and that's 2 11s, 2 raids of 11, 22. So yeah, it's got a couple of dice there to show that. So this is the column here. This is our initial strength, and it's 2. Although it's 2 waves, because this might end up being not so bad. It might just be 1 raid, but at least it might be of substantial strength. So now we need to find out the lost and unavailable. Yeah, it's 21, isn't it? I know it's 21 because I remember, because we had 2 raids already, 1 of 11 and 1 of 10. I've counted this already, haven't I? 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 in there. And then there's 11 in here. 5, 7, 9, 11. So these are unfortunately our lost, or unfortunately for him, lost and unavailable points. So we've got 22 strength and we've got 21 lost points. So the 22 is along here. However, yeah, the 21 is 0, isn't it? So yeah, that means nothing, does it? No, hold on, let me see. If it was 22 and I got a result of 14, if we had 14 lost points, the remaining strength, it would be 10. So from that 22, I would take 10 off. Now remember, that's an 11 and that's an 11. Well, the 2 forces are 11. So I would take 10 off of this one, which would only leave 1, which would get added back into that, and then that would become a 12. However, our total strength, because we've got so many lost points, is 0. So the raid is 0. It just doesn't feel right at all. Yeah, I mean, it does say that is the result. The result is the reduced final strength of the attack. We can see that was 0, and even if you look at the 2 waves, there's for raids with 2 waves, add the value to both to get the initial strength. Apply any reduction to the second wave. Well, the reduction is we're going to go from 22 to 0, so the reduction's 22. I'm getting this wrong. Again, I just can't get my head around this. It just feels awful powerful. Like we feel. I feel like I'm in a. I don't have any problems. There's nothing. If they're not going to launch any more raids at me, it might be that I'm going to see that when this, like I say, when these points become available, it's going to be a completely different story. But it just feels wrong just now. That carrier force, how big it is. Yeah. So, I mean, does that mean that they just don't launch a raid then? The raid's a 0. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm remembering back to the one I had, and I had a raid of, it was 9 and 8. I thought it was maybe in that example of play, but I had a look, and the example of play does not involve the strength reduction. I don't think, anyway. And we got a result in 9 and 8. It must have been within this game. It must have been. And then we had 17 in total, and we came down here, and and the 17 came down, and I want to say we had 8 or 9. It was 8, because I think the result was 13. So we had 8 points that were lost or unavailable, and we had 9 and 8, 17. That came down to 13. So our total strength is 13. So from the 9 and 8, we had to reduce that to 13. So 17 down to 13, we had to remove 4 points. Yeah, but I mean, if the result is 0 here, that's it. It's 0. That's your strength. Doesn't matter how many raids you've got. Yeah. And it's going to be a little while before they're going to be able to do anything. Well, next turn, they're going to move to there. Next turn, the guys are going to be in servicing, still unavailable. Next turn, so that's 3 more turns away, and they're still not there. And then the next turn, well, that's unlikely to be doing anything either, because they're sitting at 9 range. So they're unavailable again. Next turn, they're still at 9 range. So, and then next turn, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns before they can do something. There's something not right there, Grant. You must be missing something. For sure. Yeah, I don't believe there can be a force of 4 carriers there. Because of these unavailable points, they can't do nothing. I'm frightened to go on any further. Well, the thing is, the game's probably a mess. As if somebody comes on and tells me where it is I'm getting it wrong, it's going to be a complete mess anyway. I'm probably going to have to stop because I've pushed on a bit too far. I just mean that you can see the last few phases have been okay. I know I've got to send my stuff out there, and one of the things I've missed out on is like I've not got any spotting planes out there, which I'm realising I need that, or these are all just going to disappear off the map. And you know, it could be a case that okay, we've had that initial attack, now we're going to go and get them. I mean, that's probably what happened in the battle. They came at the US first, gave them a pound in. I mean, okay, we did. It was panic stations for a while, but now it seems like, but now it's maybe all about us going out there and getting them. And eventually, well, I say eventually they're going to come back. What did I say? 7 turns? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because they're not going to be available. The range, they're going to sit at that same range, 9 hexes away from us. So unless we move closer to them, no, because then whenever they activate, they'll move further away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the last turn of the day before they're going to be able to launch a raid. Still think I'm doing something wrong. Well, I don't know what else I can do. I mean, I've asked the question if that's how it works. I got an answer. It wasn't from the designer, but I think he looks over the questions. Anyway, so yeah, all I can do is just pod on then. So, well, I'm going to say that's not going to launch a raid then, because it's got a strength of 0. So, and Butai 4 is not going to move because it's 9 hexes away. And it has launched a raid in this game, so that's pretty much going to be it. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it's all about us going and doing something. Maybe maybe at the end of this, right, when I see how badly that I've done regarding, I mean, maybe I should go and look at the victory points, and then I'll find out. Oh, right, okay, it's all about us going out there and getting something. Why not? Why not have a look? Then it might put your mind at rest. Right, so where is did they not usually say the historical outcome? There, this was the historical outcome. 51-75, incomplete US victory. The Japanese fleet loses his battle but is still able to contest the invasion of the Philippines. There is a general feeling that we could have done better. This was the historical outcome. So 51-75 points. So let's just look at, we're looking at a 50 points. Sounds like a half decent score or thereabouts to maybe 60 then, right? So that's victory point deductions. Right, so if we sink a CV, which I'll tell you right now, we've got enough points to sink 2. Now, hang on, are they CVs or CVLs? I think they're, to be honest, I think they're both CVLs. They are, yeah, fair enough. They're not CVs or CVLs. So that's 30 points. And now we've got some damage on the other ones. But then again, let's look. Victory point deductions, -5 for a lightly damage. Well, I can't see any of this happening now because there's not any airstrikes going to come in. So, yeah, I can't see any of this happening. Them sinking any RCVLs or CVs. So US submarine sunk, I could maybe see that because there's a die roll that could sink one of them when I'm messing about. Air units eliminated, we've got 1 at the moment, but yeah, I could see some of them going. This one, maybe more possible about each Japanese carrier to exit the map from the invasion zone. Force A is looking a bit iffy down the side there, but remember, Force A is a 0 at the moment, so, and we're at the threshold, so there's a chance that's not even a carrier. So you've also got battleships to exit the invasion zone or cruisers. So maybe some of these could come into effect, but I mean, I reckon I could be after these CVs, and there's 25 points to sink, and we've got there's 2 of them out there. I forgot there was a difference between the CV and the CVL, so maybe I should have rolled 2 dice on the Zukaku. Well, anyway, we've done what we've done. We've got 2 other airstrikes going up there, so I'm pretty sure we're going to sink a CV and 2 of them, possibly 3 of these CVLs at least, which is 45 and 25. That's 70 points. I can comfortably see us taking them out. Whether these deductions will take us down a bit, well, maybe. I'm kind of hoping I've got something wrong because, I feel like the game's going great. It was really challenging and things were all against us, and now nothing's really happening. They're not sending out any raids at us, and the raids that have been sent out have been skimpy wee things. So that's why I kind of hope that I am getting something wrong, but okay, we'll pod on as we have been. So that was Butai 4 chit. Now this is the last phase, isn't it? So that's only the second chit. So I've got 3 more chits to draw, so let's get on with that. Just give me a second. Right, I better push on with this. I've not got too much time left. So, 3 chits to draw. Here we go. Right, force P, Papa. Is quick glance at the chits that have been removed. Doesn't look like it's one of them. So, yeah, there it is beside the dice there. So it's a 0. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11 away. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 11 away. So, yeah, we need a chart, Grant. No, that's the battle line one. It's on the back of that. Right. 11 away, we're on the 10, 15, so no modifiers. Oh yeah, he's going to get the -3 for this. So -3 on this die roll, but needs a 5 or greater. That's only a 3. So 3 - 3 is 0, so that's not any good. So he's just going to move in the one direction, which is southeast. He's coming closer. And that's Papa done. 3 down, 2 to go. And here we go. That's a no ops. So just 1 to go. And it is Sierra. S. Or Sierra. Right, it's down here. It was one of the new ones that came on board. So again, he's just a 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he's 11 away as well. So with the -3. 5 - 3 as 2, so that's not going to happen either. So Force Sierras is going to move in the one direction as well. Ooh, that's that way. Okay. Into the other zone, or area, should I say. And yeah, that's that. Okay. So that is the end of that's all the chits done. So, however, we do have the rest of the phase to go. So let's move on with that. We've not done our search, which, yeah, you need some aircraft up there, Grant. So, none of that happening, none of that. We've got move air missions. So let's do some of that. Yeah, might as well start with our strikes. So airstrike 8 is moving back 1, and it's costing them 1 fuel. He's now down to 2. And airstrike mission 7 is coming back as well. So, and that knocks him down to 1. So yeah, I don't know about trying to move the force. We were talking about possibly moving a task group. I mean, to be honest, would I be right in thinking that I could move one task group that way and one task group that way from the US move? I would need to look into that, but I would think I could probably do that to try and help these guys out to get back. And in actual fact, I suppose you could get, I know it's going to be risky, but I could, over the space of, well, hang on though. No, because he's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's annoying. Oh, we'll work it out when we get there. Right, so airstrike 2, might as well deal with him since he's there. He's coming down to this medium surface target. So, oops, knocked him out there. Right, airstrike 2, this bit 1, he's down to 12. So he's okay. And then the other 2 strike missions are heading up to Butai 4. So, yeah, airstrike 6 and airstrike 3. I'll just move them both up. So 3 is here, down to 11. 6 is here, he's down to 9. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, there's one other mission out there. It's an intercept to 1. He's got 16 fuel. I feel you've forgot to spend some fuel, Grant. Yeah, I've not spent the fuel to attack, because he attacked, didn't he? I want to say he just launched, wouldn't have spent any fuel in the Hex, but when he attacked, might have been raid 2B or... Yeah, I think it was. Although we also had Guam, didn't we? Or did he sit and take out both of them? Oh, if he did... Well, if he did that, he should have spent two sets of 3 fuel grand. No, actually, I want to say Guam was maybe before. And was that not the mission that landed, mission 5? Because it had quite a few fighters. Right, I'm gonna... Would that not... No, I was a wee bit further back. I'm gonna have a quick look at this. I've definitely missed the fuel because I'm sure he attacked. I'm sure he took out Air Raid 2B. Yeah, it was intercept mission 1 against 2B. So you've got to be careful with that, Grant. So I didn't spend fuel. 1, 2, 3. So he would have been down to 13. Pretty sure he didn't need to spend the 1 because I'm pretty sure we just launched them. Yes, we did. We just launched them in the previous. So basically, I launched them here, and then we moved on to area of combat. So he was in the Hex, and that's where 2B was. I want to say the Guam raid got dealt with the previous phase. So it wasn't that he needed to spend fuel to loiter there either. However, he is going to have to do... Well, actually, he's not going to have to do that this time, because he's going to move, isn't he? So we are in US Air movement. So yeah, I'm going to move, because I'm going to spend the 1 fuel to sit there, so I'm as well moving 1 and try to take that guy out, just in case he happens to get through. So that's going to spend me 1 down to 12 fuel. Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's all my missions. Mayor missions, we've spent our fuel. We are now going to go into the search segment. So take that cube off. And yeah, initiate air searches. Well, yes, we're going to launch with... Well, I want to say we've only got 3. Hang on then, though. There's some movement going on there again. I don't know, I must be nudging something. These were a bit in the middle there. That really annoys me because they were kind of sitting there and I'm not sure if they were there or not. These were a bit muddled as well, but there's something in there which makes me think they probably are there. I think these are here. Yeah, you know what? They are, because they landed at the same time as this. And we didn't move these up. You sure, Grant? Right, give me a second. Yeah, so they were in there, right enough. Yeah, so we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 SB2Cs. Well, let's get the aim launched and have a look. So I'm gonna, well, hang on. I'm gonna launch from there, and we're gonna launch from here and here, and I'm gonna take these 3 guys out here, and we're gonna see if that's enough. Well, to be honest, is it not just fighter? No, it's not just fighters we've got left. Because I don't want to take a fighter, sure. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, I mean, to be honest, we could take one of these. And then you could still send out a raid this turn, a strike mission. Hey! Yeah, there is a space. We could still send out a strike mission this turn with just 4, 5 strength attack planes. But maybe we should just look to see where we're going to send these 3. So, what we got up here, we've got Butai 1, Butai 4, and B. So you do feel like you want to send something up. Probably just straight up again, eh? So yeah, let's do that first. So I'm going to launch one of these, and that's him on his way. And the other place, yeah, well, you've got Butai 2 here, 3 here. And then there's not... Well, I'm saying there's not much down here. We've got A across here, we've got S, you've got L. I mean, this is sort of worrying to where it's going to start heading up there. In fact, I'm probably going to have to start moving these counters away. So it's going to start sneaking up there. A bit of luck, it'll end up just a false contact, and I know, of course, it won't go away though, because it's only going to go away if we find it as a false contact. So, yeah, that's a bit of a pain actually. I'm thinking maybe we should send one down that way then. I think we probably want another search plane though, Grant. So from there, if we did 1, 2, sorry, that's 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 would search him, but I mean, I don't think it would get along with this guy, would it? Yeah, you do need more search planes going, don't you? And they're not the other ones aren't going to land for another 2 turns, are they? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's assuming they land on the next turn, which I think they do. But then that's in just in the landing bit. So, to get them cycled through again. Yeah, there's more to do here for sure. Even if we're not getting major raids coming in, we've got work to do, really. So, yeah, we've got P. We've also got a P up here. This looks like a good area. So, we can't go there. It's got to be that one, isn't it? 1, 2. So he's going up the spine. Yeah, I think that one works. And then you've really only got Butai 2 here. When I say only, I mean, it's it's the one you're destroying its CVL right enough. Yeah, I think we definitely need more. We definitely need more search planes going out here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to steal some of these better ones. So, yeah, I think I'm going to come straight down because we want to keep this in touch as well. So I'm going to come straight down 1, 2. Oh, sorry, I'm taking it from there. That's there 1, 2. Did I do that one right? No, I did not. I've taken it for that intercept. There's the task force there, Grant. 1, 2, so that's it there. Yeah, I got that one right. I just messed up that and that. Right. Well, yeah. But you're not going to get any more of the SB 2Cs coming back anyway, anytime soon. So if you do send out more search planes, it's going to be some of the better ones anyway. I think you should probably take advantage and send some more out here. Maybe another 2. This one feels like it's... But do I not have to go and try and find what that is? Because that's not going to go away, is it? Even if we keep drawing... every time it activates, if you keep drawing false contact, it doesn't mean that it doesn't go away then. By all means, if you search it becomes a false contact, then you can forget about it. And of course, the other thing here is we're going to get another bunch of forces coming back on as well. So don't just think that there's only one force here. There might be another couple down here, maybe. Right, okay, I'm going to get some more stuff. I'm going to grab these 2 then. These are all 5s, aren't they? Yeah. I think I'm going to grab these 2 and launch these as well. Well, that means you're probably not going to launch a strike next turn then, Grant, because you've only got 1, 2, 3 attack planes. But it's all very well launching strikes. You need to be able to see your targets. So And that's what this part of the game's about, isn't it? Okay, I feel like I'm going to have to try and do something to this force here to find out something about it. So I'm going to launch from there, going 1, 2 with that. Or hang on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and then it comes in. See, he's. I've got to have a look at this guy, or that's a risk of losing some victory points. Because if he starts sneaking up there, suddenly becomes something and goes off into the invasion zone, then yeah, that's not good. And I suppose Butai 2. Well, like I say, Butai 2's. Right, sorry, I got dragged away there. Right, last one, I'm going to put this in as well. And I think maybe going out that way, maybe a combination of picking this up and getting a wee shot at that as well. And it looks like there's a lot of possible placements for new forces around there. I mean, yeah, you could say that about anywhere. I could say about that up there as well. And down here, but... Well, we've got one coming down, we've got one going up, we've got one going up there, we've got one coming down here. Just really, he's just come down for that force, I think. Which I don't know if that's silly or not. And then we're going to have one going out that way as well then. So 1, 2. Right. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, isn't it? Which, yeah, like I've said. Now hang on, I didn't mark them. Or did I? No, I didn't. What did they take off from? Have we got anybody landing this turn? No, we haven't anyway, so it's not going to matter. Yeah, nothing's landing anyway. It's just I took the 2 TBS from somewhere, didn't I? Let's see, it might have been here. I'm not sure. It's not going to matter. We're not landing, so that's fine. Right, so we've launched... and we've moved, well actually, we've moved the ones that took off. They start by moving right away. But these other ones have got to come back. So let's, yeah, he's not going to be able to search anything. He's searching in this area here. It's not going to go to that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put him underneath. Same with this guy. Put them underneath. And that's 2. Now I know we've got 6 of them out there. So this one, no, because that's going to be outside, isn't it? There's my wee diagram. I think it would need to be in here, wouldn't it? Yeah, if he's starting in there, it's the light blue where he's starting, isn't it? He goes 3 out, and then it's in that area there. It doesn't stretch out to there. So he's going back 1, 2, 3, and 4 into there as well. That's 3 of them. And then this one might get a shot of B then. So that's 3 of them. Oh, this guy's going out. Ah, yeah, okay. He's still going out. So 3, we've got 4, 5, and 6. So this one coming back though. Yeah, is that not... He's... Oh, hang on. Yeah, you're looking at it wrong way. You need to look at it like that, Grant. So he's in this hex here. And he's about to move back 1, 2, 3, 4. But his area to search is the light blue. So 1, 2, we're going to get B. Okay, so he is going to be able to search B. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 into there. And we get a search on B. Right, how is it we do that again? It's the diagram with the one with the big diagram on it, isn't it? Must be this one. And B from our task force is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexes away. which I think is relevant, isn't it? So, yeah, so there's no modifiers for it being 6 hexes. None of the rest. Yeah, no modifiers. There's no modifiers going to apply. Now B is... Well, actually, he's not. He's not even spotted. He must have lost his spot. I mean, it is just a small force, but if we got a +1 from here, that would be good. So let's roll no modifiers. The higher is better. Oh man. Well, that'll be that then. Right, so that was a complete waste of time. Terrible die roll. So B is not going to have anything. Right, now we've got 2 more. Well, actually, it might be getting searched again. Let's do this guy then. So he's going out to his... Yeah. Let's just... Right, he's going 1, 2, 3, 4 out to his bat, and then he's going to get turned around, ready to come back. Oh, I never put the markers out. Oh, are we limited? Because they only go up so far. In fact, I've only got a 7 and an 8. Right, I might be breaking some rules then. I'm only allowed 8 search planes, maybe? Right, hold on here. Right, if that's the case, some of this nonsense might not be happening. Let's complete the 2 planes that are out there searching. So he went from, I just want to mark where he went from. He was here, wasn't he? 1, 2, 3, 4. Just to get an idea using this diagram. So that's the other one. That's the top one there. So he was here in that last white blue hex, and then he's moved 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. So he's getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's nothing on that, is there? No, it's just well, actually, I'm wondering if they can come off and be used again, because we don't need them once they start heading back, do we? Well, we'll get to that. So we're not getting Force R then? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it staggers in like 1, 2, 3, like that. Well, that goes in as well. Do we get B is what I'm trying to get at here. Well, if he left from there, no, we don't get B. He's in the other zone. Right, so you're getting 4. That's all you're getting. Because R's outside. Is it? Yeah, it comes down there and just misses it. So all you're getting is 4 with that one. Butai 4. Okay, well, he is located, so he'll be 9 hexes away, so we're going to get the modifier. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Yes, he is 9 hexes away. So we're going to get a -1. He's not being shadowed or anything like that. So with a -1, that's better. Well, that's good. 9 -1's 8. So Butai 4 is the one that's level 4 though. So that doesn't really help us. Yeah. I'm assuming that doesn't do anything more. Well, the one thing it does do is it makes him spotted again. Which is actually good, because we do have 2 strike forces coming towards him, so... yeah, if I look... In fact, is there any real point looking at this? I mean, what a +1's going to do? Yeah, I mean, we're at the highest level. I don't see what more it can do. I don't recall reading anything that if it was at level 4 and you got a +1 that had done anything differently. So where would I? No, I'm just gonna. Oh, there we go. +1. Yeah, carrier force. Where's the US advantage? Yeah, no, I'm. That's fine. I don't think anything else happens. I'm good with that. I need to get wrapped up here though, so I'm going to finish this search segment and leave things like that. Although, quick look at this to see if we've launched too many. So we had one more to go, and it was this guy. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, heading back. Now he's definitely from here. He's going to get Butai 1. Well, there's no point getting 4 again. He should get B though, should he not? So coming back, it's the bottom one this time. He was there. He's now here, but the search zone is in here. No, we don't. Because he's in that second search zone, isn't he? We should know that, yeah. Right, so we've got 1 and 4, and to be honest, there's no point rolling on 4, is there? Because we've got them spotted. So 1 is 9 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 9 away. So it would be good to get. That's the one we want a better result on, because he's not level 4. Right, so with a -1. Oh, it's a 9 again. Excellent. So it is going to be S-chip +1. Well, that's good. The bad thing is I'm really needing to go, but okay, so well, he's spotted. So yeah, there's one. So he is spotted, and not only that, he is this. That's what he is. So he's a level 2, so he's going to level up to 3. And we need the chart to deal with that. Right, so it should be this chart here. Level 2 to level 3. Use a bulk case. Yeah, none of this applies, to be honest, down the bottom. So we're level 2, 3 to 4 carriers, so it's this one here. And yeah, we're going to roll dice, aren't we? And that'll give us the result up the top there. Right, there's no modifier, so let's just roll. Don't think. Use the bold results. +1 to rolls in scenario 9. Yeah, okay. So here we go. That's a 5, so in between. So a 5 on. Oh, sorry, I needed to know this, didn't I? That'll have known air strength then, yeah. So we'll roll the 5 though. So its known air strength is, oh my, it's a lot in it. 2, 3, 4. 4 in that box. 6, another 2, 4, 6, 7. On top of the 4, that's 11, and 10 is 21. So he's got 21 air strength. And he's here. So he's a level 2 with 3 to 4 carriers, 17 plus. And we rolled. It was a 5, eh? Yeah, it was a 5. So it's here. So we go up and you can see it's a 2/1. So that is 2 CVs and 1 CVL for the level 3. 2 CVs and 1 CVL. Glancing at the cup here. Of course, I'm not finding the right one. There it is. I think. 2 CVs and 1 CVL. That is indeed that. You'll notice it's commitment level is the same, a 5. That was that number, wasn't it? I think. Yes, it is. And that's its air value, 20. Oops, maybe not showing you that, sorry. its commitment value is the same, it's a 5, so that one's going away, it's getting replaced with this. Its air value is going to be a 23 now. So that's good. This is Butai 1. So he goes back up there. And we don't need to adjust commitment because it was the same. Yeah, and that's that, isn't it? Okay, I need to get going. So, you know what I think I'll do? I'll just leave it there. We've done adjust commitment index. Yeah, I checked. That was the only one that might have changed that. Resolve search attempts. Right, I'm just going to push on because I do need to get away for now. It's a bit, I've overstayed my welcome here. So I'm going to move down to the air operations segment. What I'm going to do though is find out if we could have launched all these. If not, because I've only got 2 spaces left, but I'm wondering, can this be removed and reused now that that flight's been there and it's gone back? Can we use this? I don't know if you're limited to the search planes, that's what I'm saying. If we are limited, we've only got 2 slots, so 3 of these are going to have to go back. But I don't feel like that'll be the case, but I might well be wrong. Okay, I'll get away for now though, and back with the next part tomorrow sometime. Cheers.